Yeah, hi, I'm here to talk about data and construction. And in German, I would say, wieso, weshalb, warum. So why, what, and how. And I'm working for Rhomberg. I don't know if you guys know Rhomberg. Rhomberg is a local construction company. There are three different areas they are in. One is vertical buildings, vertical construction, so we build like houses. The other one is railway construction, so we build the rails for trains. And the third area is resources. So we have a stone pit in Dornbirn. The stone pit behind Fußgängergarage Areal is owned by Rhomberg, and also a recycling center. And in this area, Rhomberg is working. And I'm now a year at Rhomberg, and so at some point they decided we need to have a data guy, a data footsie, as someone instead of an IT guy. And I thought, yeah, that might be an interesting challenge, and let's see what we can do there. So what's the state of the construction industry in general? I don't know if you know this, but you can Google it. I just took one of the articles that I found from last year. The construction industry is one of the most resource-intensive sectors. So 36% of the global energy consumption is going into it. 40% of the CO2 emission is going into it. A lot of construction work is on fixing errors after the construction is done. And 90% of all of the large construction projects are overrun in time and in budget. So there's a lot of possibilities to optimize. And this is nothing new to the construction industry. They are aware of this. They know this. They want to change it, and that's where the idea of data comes into place. This is a vision, or this is a chart that we use at Rhomberg to explain where we are going. So there are different trends in the construction industry to solve this problem. One is decarbonization, is a big mega trend. The other one is automation and industrialization. So these are the three topics most of the construction companies are working on. And then there is our own vision as Rhomberg. So we want to become a technology company. We want to go from pure construction to technology. And technology in this case means providing digital services, thinking about how to scale construction, something that is per definition very local and very analog. How can you scale this? And creating new business models. And underlying of this is a sustainability strategy. So how can we do this in a good way? And we are thinking of, these are three different pillars that we need. People who can, or resources, like what do we do with the material, energy, mobility, what do we do with, we need people that can think about this, product development, starting to think about products in construction, and also data and technology as one of the key parts for this. And what I'm going to talk about is this data part now. And we are just in the beginning. So what we are doing right now is just this explore. So if you think about the explore and exploit model, we are fully exploring. So it's like going around, trying stuff, POCs, not even MVP, just trying to find where can we make a difference. And I'll show you some examples of what we are doing there. So one of the big issues is how to make a digital construction site. So if you're on a construction site, how do we get data out of it in the end? So how can we make a digital twin is a big buzzword in it, but to create a digital twin, you need to get data from the construction site. And this is a concept the rail part of the Rhomberg group, so Rhomberg as a rail, was working on for the last year. And they did this vision for a construction site for rail. So they created a mobile data center. So this is a data center on a train. And the idea is to bring 5G connectivity on the construction site. Because if you have connectivity, you can start collecting data. And we had different POCs, for example, the Boston Dynamics Spot robot dog was one part there to walk around and collect data. And it's all about, this is the baseline, the basic infrastructure that you need. Get connectivity and start collecting data. Once you have this, you can start building business applications on top of it. One of the applications that we had done was putting a camera there and start detecting what is happening on site. So one machine learning model or one AI application that we created is detect the trains and cranes and detect cranes and excavators and see if they are in use or not in use. And once you can do this, so we created a POC, it detects it around 95%, so it's pretty good, it works. Once you can do this, you can start optimizing the process. You know which machines are in use, where they are, and you also can start to think about detecting people. You see that there are also people there. Once you detect people, you can start to think about safety. Is someone too near to a crane? Do you need to send out an alert? Where are the people there? If there's a tunnel construction site, are people inside the tunnel, and so on. So this was one of the POCs where you can then start using machine learning to optimize. Another example, which I liked a lot, was one of my first projects. There is, so on the stone pit there is we sell sand basically. We sell material. The train comes in here. There's these containers, and then sand comes down into the train, and you sell it. But you need to know how much sand is in the container. There's a scale in the ground, and the scale measures the number of tons that are in there. But this scale is not digital, so it just prints out the receipt, and then there's a human and enters the numbers into Excel and then into some program. And that's a full-time, or not a full-time job, but it's a lot of work. And what we just created is a small app that you can take a picture of this, and then it automatically detects the numbers, and it gives you back an image which shows the accuracy of the machine learning model, how sure is the machine learning model about the numbers, and creates an Excel for you. Very simple example, but you make the life of one person better, right? And it's something that people understand. It's not this huge AI that changed the world. It is just one example that makes one life better. Another example that we did recently is with the University of Liechtenstein. Vorarlberg takes aerial shot images every 2 years. So an airplane flies over Vorarlberg and takes shots. And for us as a construction company, it's very interesting what is happening, where are buildings built, what is the shape of the buildings, what is the type of the buildings, and so on. So we asked the students to create a machine learning model that, given a picture, detects if there is a house in this picture, and then what type of house. It is a church, is it a farmhouse, it is a one-family house, multi-family house, and so on. And once you can do this, and because we have it over every 2 years, we can start to understand how Vorarlberg evolved over time, for example. Which are areas where buildings are built, and which maybe where we should start to buy properties and stuff like this. So this is from the acquisition point of view, something where we automate the acquisition process in our company. Another example, now we are more towards the customer side. We have an apartment configurator on our website, similar to a car configurator. It's very simple. You can configure 2, 3, 4 4-floor apartments, and you have some simple options. What floor do you want to have? What kind of floor? What's the color of the walls, and so on. So some simple configurations. But if you think about the number of possibilities, it's huge. So a customer has 408 billion different possibilities to create the apartment. So we started to think about how can we help the customer, and that's something every one of us knows because Amazon is doing this to us all the time. So people who bought this also bought this, and we analyzed the data and tried to find out relations on our data if we can find something like this. So we found, for example, customers who bought the oak floor also bought a double sink in the bathroom. So that's something we can use to help them, right? Other things that we found is that if you buy or if you're interested in an apartment with two kids sleeping room, then it's more likely that the color of the parents' sleeping room is not white. We don't know why. We don't understand. It's not about causality. It's about correlation. But it's something that we can use to build these configurators and make them more smarter. So that's something where we help the customer. And then the last example that I want to show is a floor plan search engine, something that we also built with the TU Munich, and that's in a hackathon. So the students only took 48 hours to build this. That blew my mind that they can do this in 48 hours. But the idea here is, I'll just show the video. So as a customer, you draw a shape, and then it automatically starts to find floors that look similar. So if you just draw a rectangle, it finds floors that are in a rectangle. And then if you draw an L shape, it finds apartments that have an L shape. Or if you upload an image with a floor plan, then it finds floor plans that are similar to this. And just in that's of course very simple. It's just the beginning. You need to make it much more smarter. But they proved in 48 hours that you can do it. And the business idea behind this is that you can sit together with a customer. The customer just starts to draw the apartment, and in the back you start to find apartments that are already built that look similar. And then you give the customer a 3D goggle or something like this, and they can walk through the apartment and see how it would look like. And then you change it and iteratively go through different floor plans and so on. So this is, again, just a simple, or not simple, but a machine learning model that based on image data can do this, and you can, with a little bit of hacking, you can get this done. So these are all these examples, these small explorations that we are doing in the construction industry to see where we can use the data and where we can, along the full customer journey, or also in our company, the processes that we have optimized with using data and machine learning. All right, I want to stop with one quote that's from Mace, that's the CEO of a UK construction company, and he said that we are a sustainability and a data company. We just happen to do great buildings. And I think that's what is happening right now in the construction industry. That's why it's so exciting to be there and try to make a change in this direction. All right, thanks.